Hello, ladies and gents. I'm back, and I'm in here in the shop doing some work. So what we're going to do today is do some primer on my chest box for the Vader. Got it nice and bondoed up. Going to do some primer on that. Some primer on these belt boxes here. Which reminds me, I still need to do the belt, buckle. And then the old version 2 dome. I've been jacking with this thing for a while. Just sanding and filling in cracks and sanding more. So we're going to put another coat of primer on this sucker. And the old face mask version 2. We're going to do some primer on that because I did some primer, but there were some little spots that I wanted to fix. So let's get to it. Okie dokie, I got all those primed. There's still some spots, just try to the touch now. There's still some spots on this dome. This dome, I had to bondo the heck out of this because I got some horrible waves whenever I printed it. I guess I had it, the orientation was funky enough, or just enough to where I got some major vibration. And so I had like these ripples going down the side of the dome here. And so I had to pretty much like cover this whole dome in Bondo. And so I've just been sanding away, but you can see there's like, let's see if I can get close to it, like right here. See that? That all needs to be sanded. So I've got to spend quite a bit more time on this dome here, but for the most part, it shouldn't be that difficult. What I'm using most of the time is this little palm sander here. This thing's awesome. I mean, obviously you don't want to hold it on the same spot for very long. You know, you just kind of move around the dome or around the piece. Excuse me. But don't keep it in one position or one spot for too long, because it gets hot and then it'll warp the PLA. So the face mask is pretty good. I mean, I need to do a little sanding on it. I need to do just a little bit more sanding. Now I got something on it right here. A little more fine sanding, and then in this middle of this grill here, I've got to do the files like I did on the first one. Those files work great for these grills right here. But everything else looks pretty good. I mean, it's pretty dang smooth already. There's a little bit of spot right here where it's kind of lower or a little bit raised, where I used the epoxy. It kind of ran or something. I don't know what it did. But I'll sand that a little bit more. Chest boxes, or the chest box looks pretty good. There's a little spot right here. You can see that needs some more spot putty on it. So I'll spot putty that. That's why I like doing different layers of the primer, so that I can see all these little, because you can't see them once you sand. And say I sand this part right here, and then I start sanding everything, because when I start sanding, I sand the whole dang thing. Then you can't see the little spots because the dust will get down in the cracks, and you can't really tell where you need to sand more. So after I sand the whole thing, I'll go back and spray it again with primer, so I can see all the spots that I missed. I just keep repeating that over and over again. It's like a continuous thing. The belt boxes look pretty good. When I printed this one right here, I don't know if you can tell, on this corner right here, the corner is pretty much gone. So I had to rebuild that with Bondo, and I'm still gonna have to keep rebuilding it, because you can see it comes down. It doesn't come to like a point like this one. So I'm gonna keep working on that little corner here with some Bondo, and then there's a little bit of some print line right there. But other than that, this one looks pretty good. This one's square. I printed it a different way. I set it down flat on the print bed like so, and printed it that way. The other one I think I printed it up. So this one looks pretty good too. Like I said, I'm gonna have to sand all these pieces again anyways, but for the first major coat for the belt boxes, they look pretty good. So what I'm doing now, guys, is I'm setting up my printer. I've already done it, but I'll show you what I did. And this thing, probably a good idea if you're sanding and stuff and you're not printing continuously, to cover your roll of filament. And like my other one over here, I covered it with like right here, amongst all this crap, I covered it with like a t-shirt, a cloth. And this one I didn't, and there is dust all over it, so I'm gonna have to clean that off. I'll get my compressor and just blow it off. But yeah, so what I did is I swapped this out. I took out my 0.4 nozzle. I believe that's what this is. Yep, 0.4. I took the 0.4 nozzle out, and I put in a 0.2. And the reason I did that is I don't have a resin printer. So I am going to, it's the same thing that I did with my Death Trooper, the grill, the front grill. It's a pretty delicate part, and so it needs to be pretty detailed. And so I'm just using a smaller nozzle, and then I'm going to slow the print down quite a bit, so that I can get those little bitty parts done. The little bitty parts that I'm going to be printing, I'm going to pretty much cover my entire print bed with it. It's going to be all the little buttons and the tusk for the helmet, but all the little buttons and stuff that go on the belt box and the two belt boxes and the chest box. So if you don't have a resin printer, it does it does work if you just get you a 0.2 nozzle. It's still not as good as a resin printer, obviously, but I just don't have one of them bad boys yet. I'm working on that. But anyways, so yeah, if you want to print some tiny little things, or if you want to print something really detailed, you can always get you a smaller nozzle for your printer and just slow it down and print them that way. It worked for me on the Death Trooper grill, and like I said, it's just one way to get around not having a resin printer. Because resin printer, you could just print all those little things and be good to go. You probably wouldn't even have to sand, but maybe rough them up a little bit, and then you can hit them with some primer and you're good to go. But right now, I'm just using FDM. So anyways, guys, that is all I've got today. I hope y'all enjoyed this video and the last one. I've been trying to film. I just haven't had time to edit, so I've actually been filming. it's just been kind of crazy. I also got one more announcement to let y'all know is my Chewie. This doesn't have anything to do with Vader. Chewie over there. You can see him just chilling up there on that tripod. He is going to, let me just take you over there. There he is. So, Chewie here. I'm going to be making probably, I'm probably going to try to do four Chewies. And I'm going to do 4 complete Chewie masks. Hopefully by the end of this year, by December. Hopefully by the middle of December. I'd like to get it done by then. But if y'all are interested, they're not going to be cheap. Just because of the time that it takes to make them. And I mean, the accuracy of the sculpt, the time it takes to make them, and just the materials. I'm using like smooth on products, and they're not the cheapest. So if y'all are interested in one of those, I'm not doing a list, or I'm not doing like a waiting list or anything like that. I'm just gonna make 4 of them. And then as soon as I get done making them, I'll comment or post in the Wookiee Builders Facebook group, and I'll just say, hey, 4 of them are ready, who wants them? And then you can PM me for a price or whatever, or you can ask me approximately what I'm gonna ask for them, if you wanted to ask right now. But anyways, I just want to let y'all know about Chewie. Gonna have a few of those for sale pretty soon, so y'all keep an eye out for those. Anyways, guys, I hope y'all have a good one, and I will see you on the next one. All right, bye.